Hey, we're
How's
back.
it going? We're back with Noob Guiding Noob.
Yep, we're back, guys. I'm Matt, and that's Mike.
And we're doing another Mass Effect episode.
Jesus Christ.
I've got this one that I want to talk about. I think I want to do one, maybe two more, because I might want to talk about, like, the Spectres and whatnot.
Yeah.
But the next episode is going to be the last, like, species and history stuff.
I'm not going to touch, because I know if as soon as I move this...
It's going to mess everything up.
It's going to
ruin it. The microphone is now not working.
It's going to untighten itself, which is just irritating.
Yeah.
What is today? What is today?
Today's the...
18th.
18th. God damn, is this seriously...
Well, yeah, we missed the past...
Well, it's not even just that. Dude,
week ago or whatever.
I've been working nothing but overtime for the last month, and, like, legitimately, the last month or so has been a blur.
But, Mike, it's episode 5 for you.
Yeah, it is episode 5.
Episode 5.
For me?
It's because you're doing episode 5.
Okay, I was going to say, we're like, wait a minute. Hang on, did you do episodes without me? That's fine.
You get all the odds. I get all the even numbers, so episode 10 will be my episode.
Oh yeah. All right, that actually works out.
That means I get episode 100 when we don't get to it. There's no way in hell. Oh, that's peaked. That's peaked so fucking bad.
That's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah,
I can change a lot of that stuff in post.
So anyway, today we're actually going to be talking kind of about the humans. And how they got into the galaxy.
So very awesome.
But as with almost every species in Mass Effect, you can't talk about one species without talking about at least one other species, sometimes multiple. So we're actually going to be starting off with the Turians.
I would have to assume that's for a lot of fantasy races.
Definitely,
especially in games.
A lot of fantasy civilizations. There are some exceptions, but I will say Mass Effect typically does it better than most others. Just because it's like it's an already established setting. Yeah,
and it's not overkill like how Elder Scrolls is.
Right. Well, but the thing is also, like, with Elder Scrolls, you can talk about just the elves to start with.
Yeah.
Or you can talk about just the Aedra and the Daedra, the gods and whatnot. With Mass Effect, all the shit has already happened.
Okay.
And so they've all already started interacting with each other.
Gotcha.
And also, the way that it's designed, again, you talk about the Krogan, but they're so heavily intertwined with the Solarians, you have to talk a bit about the Solarians.
Because how all that, the genophage and their shit wouldn't have happened if it weren't for the Solarians and the Rockthari or whatever the hell they were. Those bugs?
Oh, the Rachni.
Rachni.
Yeah. Well, exactly though is like so you cannot talk about one without the other because like they're so
you'd be missing critical plot points.
Exactly. So the Turians are a bit of an exception, but they're also kind of not, because like on the one hand they kind of have their own thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, there's actually not a whole lot to them. They're a really basic ass species. Like they're really cool in their own way, but like they're cool because they're simple to get.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Because they're simple enough to the core point of how humans are simple enough to understand.
Yeah, well, humans are simple to understand because we are humans, so we understand.
Oh.
Humans are just humans. Yeah. Actually, what was really cool about humans, and I'll kind of get to this a little bit later, is in terms of the other species of the galaxy, we're actually incredibly complex, and that's kind of why they don't understand us.
Yeah,
Morden actually covers it in the second game. He's like, look, if you look at an Asari, a Solarian, a Turian, a Krogan, whatever, you can expect, you can reasonably expect certain things. You can expect the Krogan to be aggressive. You can expect the Turian to have a stick up his ass. You can expect the Solarian to be like, science or logic driven.
Huh.
You cannot expect that from humans. And humans are like a wild card when it comes to
because humans could be all of those things.
But they could also be something completely different. Like, humans are selfish assholes. Except when they're not. Then they're the most loyal companions you can have.
And we want to murder everything, except when we
don't. And we're like the greatest humanitarians.
Oh my god.
So it's kind of interesting that you bring that up. Yeah, humans are actually incredibly complex in terms of the species of Mass Effect. Or when compared to the species of Mass Effect.
So in the context of Mass Effect, Reapers are the oldest living species,
living, or is it in quotes? But technically there.
The Prometheans and then Reapers.
No. Reapers came before the Protheans. Because they remember the Prothean society was actually built on Reaper tech, just like modern galactic society.
So it goes Reapers, Protheans, and then humans.
Yeah, Asari came first, or not humans.
Asari,
modern galactic civilization, which started with the Asari.
Asari, Turians.
Asari, Solarians.
Asari, Solarians, Turians, Krogans, human.
I think no, Turians actually didn't come until later. Believe it or not.
They had to go with human.
Humans are the newest ones.
So we're newest.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it basically went. Here's the general gist of it: Asari, Solarians, Volus, actually.
The Volus boys, right?
And then I think what are they called? The Elcor came next.
Those like buffalo-looking boys.
Yeah, the big ones that walk on all fours.
Yeah.
And then you have like the Hanar. The Drell didn't come till a little bit later. I couldn't give you anything. I couldn't give you the specific like order that they showed up in. But actually, fun fact, I found this out today. The Turians came after the Krogans. Believe it or not, they were actually discovered during the Krogan Rebellion. And you know what? Let me get into my notes and we'll
fucking relax, bro. I was just trying to figure out stuff. Mike, it's not recording. No, I'm just joking. All right, go ahead.
So, fun fact: the Turians had actually already started exploring the mass relays and colonizing just random planets that they found before the Asari even hit the Citadel. The Asari found the Citadel first. But the Turians were arguably, like, according to kind of what I was just kind of fiddling with, they were the first species in our cycle to actually start up the mass relays and start going around and exploring them.
Okay.
Yeah. They just never hit the Citadel. Because what it is the relays, well, they're a relay. You go from one to the next, and they're kind of like, they're just slingshots. They slingshot you to the next one. You get to the next one, and you slingshot to the one after that.
Okay.
Eventually, you will hit the Citadel, which is like a big nexus point for all the relays.
But from the Citadel, you could only go to other relays.
Yes, but you can go to multiple relays from the Citadel.
Okay.
It's like, so picture it like the spoke of a wheel.
There are enough relays surrounding the Citadel in close proximity that you can go to those and then go to other relays from those.
There's technically
relays.
only one, but that one connects to multiple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Instead of just connecting, like, you can go left or right here, you can go left, right, up, down, and backwards.
Gotcha.
That's kind of the basic gist of it. So anyway, they were colonizing even before the Asari had reached the Citadel, which is like kind of the start point of galactic civilization.
Okay.
The colonies, however, because just Turian nature, they're pretty aggressive and actually apparently very xenophobic. Fun fact.
Whoa, what?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No. Well, I mean, like, you'd say that, but, like, you know, humans are naturally xenophobic, too. We don't
absolutely.
trust things that aren't human. Turians apparently took that to, like, the next level up.
We don't even trust humans as humans.
Yeah,
so...
no, absolutely. I do that. Yes, that's exactly how human society is pretty much founded. But colonies, whenever they started to colonize from the Turian, the Palavan hierarchy is what it is. Palavan is their homeworld. The colonies basically decided, we're going to cut ourselves off from the homeworld, and we're going to rule ourselves, and we're going to be awesome.
Okay.
Keep in mind that, like, I think Primarch, that's what it's called. That's their, like, emperor for Turians. The guy that's actually in charge of everything. It's a military hierarchy. At the top of that military is the Primarch.
Okay.
I think so. I'm trying to remember.
I mean, Primarch sounds like a correct term.
Yeah,
I've heard.
I think it's because it's Primarch
yes.
Victus.
Yeah,
that sounds right.
That sounds correct.
So anyway, the colonies basically decided, we're gonna rule ourselves. Fuck Palavan, and you know they just isolated themselves,
seceding
pretty much,
like we did back in old. Yeah. Are the Turians basically space humans?
No,
not like in the same, but like there
are notable differences again.
Because they're cutting themselves off from their home world where we.
Well, so here's
left
kind of
the British.
Yeah. I mean, there are similarities, obviously.
Yeah, like the slim.
Difference is where British colonies fought the British.
Yeah.
For independence, the Turian colonies said we're independent and then fought each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. They basically went to war with one another because, well, I live on this planet, and they actually, this is where they started doing the face paints. You know, if you play the game, like, almost all Turians have, like, the different face paints.
Yeah.
This is where they did that to differentiate what colony they came from, and thus how they identified who they hated more.
Oh, my God.
And so they fought each other just nonstop. And the the Palavan hierarchy didn't actually get involved for the longest time. Until the colonies had basically wiped themselves out and couldn't fight back, and then they came in and just stomped them.
Jeez. Of course, why not?
So they stomped the remaining rebels, and forced them back into the fold, and this was called the Unification Wars.
Okay.
Now, a little bit after this, sometime during all of this Civil War situation, right, was when the Krogan rebellions were going on. So a little after the Unification Wars, keep in mind, they had just gone to war with themselves. They had
to fight another war.
Well, hang on.
Okay.
Let me get to that.
Yeah.
They are very military focused. Even just like as they built their society, basically, your planet has to unify before you can go out to space. Yeah. They unified under a military leader. Okay, so like military duty, honor, that is their thing.
They're basically their emperor or whatever. The final voice is a military person.
Correct. He's the head of the military. So what ended up happening is they finally made contact with the Citadel and the Council.
Yep.
This was during the Krogan rebellions, and basically what ended up happening was the Council was like, "Hey, there's giant space monsters out here, i.e. the Krogans.
Oh my God.
We see you have a giant fleet. Would you be willing to go kick their ass?" And the Turians are like, "Yeah, we can do that."
Okay.
They were actually all for, again, like, "Oh yeah, no, this sounds great. We'll do it. We'll get them in line. Don't worry." And actually, at first, they actually started winning. They didn't just get their shit kicked in like I originally thought. They actually started winning at first. They got a few good victories because they're tactical. Again, they are strict, duty-bound as a species, as a society. You follow your superior.
Krogans just throw bodies.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, Krogans are big, bad monsters, absolutely.
The monsters, redundant systems, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, due to the superior tactical prowess, and again, realistically superior weaponry at the time.
Okay.
The Turians actually did have a fighting chance at first, and then the Krogans basically said, "New meat." And then went back to full body wave tactics. And they specifically focused on the Turians. It actually got really bad. They turned the tide. They basically regrouped, counterattacked, and drove the Turians back. And the war was bloody as hell. Turians took losses left and right. This is where they got their shit kicked in.
Were the Krogan rebellions when Genophage happened? Or
that's how the Genophage is how the Krogan rebellions ended.
Okay, so the Krogan can still produce those.
Yes. So that's why the Turians were getting their shit kicked.
Because I listened back to episode 1. Mm-hmm. So a singular Krogan female can produce 1,200 a year?
Yeah, just about.
Okay, because I kept thinking like overall it was 1,200 a year. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense.
No. That's
so every individual
female.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous. And they reach maturity within a few years.
I think I re-looked that up. I think it was like 10 years, but
even
like that's
then,
that's still insane.
I bet you they'd be training to fight from the second they're fucking breathing out of the womb.
Well, no. Remember, culturally speaking, the Krogans are warriors too. Like, legitimately, going through puberty, you have to go fight a giant monster.
Yeah,
and that is like you are now an adult, legally speaking.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's.
So this is before that
So anyway, the Turians started taking massive losses, to the point that actually the Krogans even went so far as to hook up giant thrusters to asteroids and dropped them on 3 separate Turian colonies, rendering the planets uninhabitable.
Oh, I feel like that. Was that ever in the games they talked about that?
They did something similar, yes. Well, they mentioned it.
I think that's probably what I heard it from.
I think they mentioned it in Mass Effect 3, but in Mass Effect 1, the Batarian terrorists tried to do that to one
That's
of the
what it
colonies.
was. Yes. That's why I remember it.
Asteroid X something or another.
But yeah,
bring down the sky, that's what it's called.
Attaching the thrusters to an asteroid.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then just ramming it into a colony.
Hey, why not? Sure.
Yep. So eventually, the Genophage came up, and the Turians, they, like I said, they unilaterally said, "Hey, I want to press the button." And
yes, Turians,
and that was the turning point of the war. The Krogans could no longer defend them, not defend, but they couldn't keep up their high risk tactics.
Yep.
And they ended up winning. And in thanks, so you know how the Krogan, they beat the Rachni and they got a really nice statue. And to be fair, they actually served as, again, because remember at first, like probably a couple hundred years,
yes,
the Krogans were really chill with the Council.
Yes.
They actually served as galactic peacekeepers for a while. They were the space cops.
Turians, yes.
No,
Krogans, yes.
So when the Turians put down the Krogan,
mm-hmm.
they got offered a seat on the Galactic Council.
No.
And took over as the galactic peacekeepers for the Krogan.
No.
Yeah. The Krogans are heavily discriminated against in Mass Effect history.
I guess, I mean, probably at the time, if the Krogans, if they couldn't really like tell if there was one singular Krogan that was not all for like war and bloodlust and shit, maybe they could have put him on the council, like Rex technically becomes, right?
Yeah.
Because he's...
Well, I don't think he joins the council.
Well,
but like,
you said...
He's the example of a Krogan you're looking for.
Yeah, you want one that can flip the switch when he needs to,
but
can actually make peace with things because he's not like he needs to go fight.
Exactly. But again, to be fair,
yeah,
the Krogan did have methodologies within their society to do that.
Yeah.
Like, again, part of the thing about their rite of passage, go fight something, was so that you could control your rage.
Yes.
That was a huge thing.
It's not like they were rage monsters 24/7. They obviously had ways to keep peace.
Exactly.
And be maybe diplomatic about stuff.
Again, that was all before the Krogan Rebellions. After the Krogan Rebellions, they are pissed at everything all the time.
Yeah, they might be a little bit.
Reasonably so, though.
Might be.
So yeah, the Turians took over as galactic peacekeepers. They are known for their strict military hierarchy.
Yep.
Every Turian serves in the military.
It
is a societal requirement.
Okay.
But they also proposed CSEC, Citadel Security, which is like a neutral security force. Like all species can contribute to being this police force.
Yeah.
That monitors the Citadel some of Citadel space.
CSEC is not just Turian. Like anybody can join CSEC.
Yep.
But it's just, it's a neutral...
Turians were the big ones, because, again, that was, like...
They made that.
They proposed it, and also, again, it's still
with their
pseudo-military
military intelligence, tactical, like, all that stuff, they're probably the best suited for it, too. So.
Yeah. But the Asari and the Solarians did definitely contribute, and I think that there are some other... Like, there's some Volus, like, they're not, like, up front, but, like, they're the computer guys in the background kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. And they're actually really respected for their public service to the rest of the galaxy. Just the Turians in general, because they're the military arm, and they also are like heavily involved in CSEC.
Yeah,
they maintain the peace. They are peacekeepers. They're not just warmongering monsters, which you would kind of expect. No. They do take a kind of like imperialistic attitude towards everyone else. So like they see you as, you guys are colonies, we are better than that. Yeah, there's a bit of an undertone there, but it's not like that's not like just how they treat everything. And they actually really respect the Asari and the Solarians on the grounds that, like, basically the reasons why the Turians don't turn around and try and take over the galaxy is because they know they would lose more than they gained.
Oh yeah.
If they took out the Asari and the Solarians.
Yeah, they would have no actual benefit.
Yeah, they wouldn't have the scientific benefit of the Solarians, and they wouldn't have the diplomatic benefit of the Asari, keeping everyone in line. Yeah, it's kind of... Yeah. Well, actually, what's funny is, like, this is where the next thing came in. And I'm actually kind of proud of myself. I said, like, it was the Relay 14 incident in episode 1 or 2 when I mentioned the Turians the first time. Like, you had the first contact war.
The first contact war, Relay 14.
It's Relay 314, so I was close.
Oh, my God, not one number off.
So the short version, this is when the humans come into the galaxy. So the Turians are peacekeepers for a while. They do their thing.
Like you mentioned, we found Pluto.
Yep.
Again.
We found. Well, we knew where Pluto was. The moon of Pluto. Which
there was a moon up.
Yeah, Pluto has a moon. You know that, right?
No, because Pluto's not a planet. No, yeah, I know. It's 2023, dude. We don't care about Pluto anymore.
I think the moon is actually called Charon.
That sounds correct.
Yeah, that sounds right. I didn't actually double check that.
I would assume
it's been a while. So they discover the humans.
They discovered the relay.
They discover. Well, first they discover Mars. They go to Mars and they find a Prothean research facility.
Okay.
It was actually an observation post where they were observing humans, and that's where we got our faster than light travel
FTL,
tech.
yep.
And then we made it to we kind of mined our galaxy a bit, and the asteroids.
Being
and
able to
whatnot.
go to other planets within a few.
Eventually, we make it to Pluto.
Of, yeah.
We discover this giant superstructure that is completely frozen, that's orbiting Pluto, and that is the Charon relay. We found out how to reactivate it. We activated it, and interestingly enough, I thought that like we activated it and then someone came to us. I misspoke on that. We activated it and we just started colonizing everything we could.
Oh my god.
Yep. And to be fair, it wasn't like we were being greedy or anything. It was mostly just curiosity of the galaxy.
Well,
like,
yeah.
There's this giant space structure clearly built by something. We were kind of curious what built it, and we kind of go around. Oh, there's a habitable planet here. We'll set up shop, move on. Whatever.
Okay.
And we actually activated a few different relays, similar to the Turians when they first got started.
Yeah.
Right. And we began. It is massive expansion. Humans exploding.
Oh, of course they can.
Out to the galaxy. Well, again, actually,
they probably had to, right?
No, there wasn't any particular like you're thinking like population issues or something.
Yeah,
no. In the Mass Effect universe, they didn't really have that.
Okay.
Like they, probably did a little bit, but not like Dead Space where they're so overpopulated and the demand for resources is so high that they had to move out or they would just die on their own planet.
Gotcha.
It wasn't like that. They just moved out and they were just, humans are just curious about the universe. It's what we do. We are curious.
What we gotta do.
And we were able to actually set up shop on a lot of different planets, partly because, again, going back to what Morden said, you can't really predict what a human is like. One of the reasons why he says that is because, I mentioned Surkesh for the Solarians. It's a massive jungle planet, right?
Yes.
The Hanar live on an ocean world. The Drell live on a massive desert planet. Humans,
we can live anywhere.
We basically what it is we evolved on a planet with so many different geographical features. We are highly adaptive.
Yep.
We're not specialized in any one thing, but we excel in everything.
Yeah. Makes sense.
And so we were able to, as we expanded, we blew up into the galaxy. So many colonies everywhere. And again, it was all through shut down relays, so nobody knew that we were doing this for a little while until Relay 314.
314.
Now the Turians, on a patrol, just a standard patrol, come across this deactive relay and a bunch of monkeys trying to turn it back on. This is, to be fair, incredibly illegal since the Rachni Wars, because the last time someone turned on a relay, giant bugs came out and tried to eat the galaxy.
Listen, just because the bugs were super sentient about it. Okay.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah.
So to be fair, activating relays is very illegal. The Turian policy: shoot first, ask later.
That's a smart policy.
Yep. They ran across this random species of space monkeys and just started blasting.
Perfect.
They missed one ship. And that ship returned to warn the Alliance that there are hostiles out in the galaxy.
Good.
So the Alliance retaliates and destroys the Turian patrol fleet.
Oh.
This starts quickly escalating into war. To the Turians, little summary here.
Yeah.
The Turians were performing a standard police action. Granted.
To them, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The humans, this basically told us that aliens are dangerous.
I mean, yeah, their first contact are people that are shooting them and killing them off.
They didn't even try diplomacy.
No.
They just started shooting.
God.
Oh my god. So the Turians, actually, they defeated a few of the human scout fleets.
Yeah.
But the humans were actually putting up a really good fight.
Okay.
Eventually, Turians found a nearby human colony, Shangxi. It was one of the bigger ones.
Yep.
And they decided to occupy it. And they occupied it by having orbital bombardment at the ready, and then sending their military down and occupying the cities. As such, the human military couldn't really fight back, and they couldn't get supplies, because if they tried to get supplies, the orbital bombardment threat would kill civilians in the hundreds of, if not thousands.
Yeah.
Interestingly, This unfortunately forced the human forces to start starving, and eventually General Williams, Ashley's grandfather,
Yeah, yeah.
she actually brings this up,
Nice.
is the only human to have ever surrendered to the Turians. He was forced to surrender because his forces were starving, and if he made any actions, the colony would be put in danger.
I guess.
It was a good reason. That's the thing, is like, if you listen to it and she tells you this, it's like, yeah, no, he made the right call, but he's also the only one to have ever surrendered, and as such, that's a black mark on his record, and his family's record, apparently.
Humans are fucking stupid.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Now the thing is, when General Williams surrendered, the Turians thought they won.
No.
This was a big colony, and they thought it was the human homeworld.
Okay.
That is, until they were proven very, very wrong.
Oh, God.
When the Second Fleet showed up.
Yep.
And destroyed the occupying forces.
Yep.
The council finally found out about this situation.
Oh, took them that long.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, it was...
Well, the Turians are pieces of shit, too, so...
They really are.
If they're
the ones that are good are great. As a whole, they are all...
They were following their own rules and policy, obviously for a good reason.
Well,
it's like...
they were also following a very imperialistic doctrine of, we're going to vassalize this new species, and they're going to work for us now.
Oh.
And that didn't work out for them because we were a little bit more advanced than they were expecting.
Jesus.
They very much underestimated just how far humans had come before they reached that point.
Yeah, okay.
So the council finally finds out, and they finally intervene to prevent interplanetary war. And basically it was an Asari diplomat saying, hey, they don't speak for all of us.
Yeah,
we're gonna come in here, we're gonna talk this out, and we're gonna fix this.
Good.
The Turians were forced to pay heavy reparations to the United Systems Alliance.
No. You sure? You sure about that?
This basically is the foundation of humans and Turians distrusting each other for a very, very long time.
Absolutely.
But in recent years, they've started to work together. They're actually they're each other's number one trade partner.
Yes. And
they actually share projects in military development, namely the SSV Normandy.
Yeah.
The stealth frigate. But yeah, no, the big thing is like, Turians kind of wanted to more or less take over humans as a vassalized subservient species.
Yeah. And
humans were way bigger than they thought they were. Turians are known for having a massive stick up their ass as well.
How could you assume that a race that happened to find a relay?
Well, the thing is that happens that actually happens quite a bit.
So the humans found relays before 314 and had activated them.
Yes.
And then the Turians found them at 314 and assumed that this was their first.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Okay.
Well, the thing is, that's not actually uncommon for that to happen. That like humans are the first ones for that to have been the case.
Okay.
You know? I think that's actually what happened with the Hanar, was they activated their own relay and then kind of just bounced straight to the Citadel or something like that. I'd have to double check that, but like they actually didn't get very far before they ran into the rest of the galaxy. Humans, we slingshotted
we
all
just got
over the
unlucky
place.
not hitting the Citadel, I guess.
Kind of. Or we got lucky, depending on how you look at it. Because remember, we were able to expand immensely
before even reaching.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yep, okay.
It's like depending on how you look at it.
It's half and half.
Yeah. So yeah. Now humans, like I said, we're pretty adaptable as a species. We actually integrate ourselves into galactic society very quickly.
Of course.
Not taking over CSEC, but like a lot of humans join CSEC. A lot of humans join other sections of the galactic economy.
Because CSEC is like a military police, so
yeah,
easy enough to assimilate into that.
Well, also it's open to all species who want to serve. It's a public service thing. The thing is, you don't serve your species. You serve the council, and the entire piece. Yeah. You serve the galactic community.
The galactic community, the universe,
and that's not something that's
blah, blah, blah,
that's
blah.
not foreign to humans. Like, we have public servants that do that all the time.
The UN,
Yeah. But the thing is like, unlike the Turians, where it was like super respectable, a lot of people don't really like the humans because we kind of integrated too quickly, and that's a little suspicious.
Oh, okay.
A lot of galactic
they
species.
They expected us to take longer?
Kind of. They didn't expect us basically to just jump in and get it. They see it as like a non-hostile takeover. Humans started expanding very quickly, and this is actually a problem when we run into the Batarians.
I mean, humans are just built different.
Pretty much. Like, legitimately, that's it.
So the alien races assume that they were just smart?
Not necessarily. Again, this kind of comes into the whole, we're a wild card.
Okay.
We can fill any role.
Because it just seems odd to them that we're able to
just kind of do this.
Not habitualize, but inhabit random fucking planets that shouldn't be inhabitable by other races.
Well, we can inhabit a wider variety, is the thing. It's not like, so again, let's say the Drell as an example.
Yes.
They don't come until later, I don't think, but like, they can only inhabit desert worlds. It's actually a problem because their desert world kind of died off.
Okay.
And they're currently living on the Hanar's homeworld. It's an ocean world. And because it is so humid and they are they're physically adapted to incredibly arid environments.
Dry. Yep.
Thane has a disease where it's basically sickle cell disease. His blood cannot absorb the oxygen in the humid air, and it causes him to basically never be able to breathe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's slowly drowning in his own lungs.
But we basically can we do whatever the hell we want.
Yeah, we can live on desert planets, we could live on ocean planets, we can live on continental, mountain,
tundra,
like anywhere.
All that other shit.
We can actually. I think Noveria. I know it's run by a Solarian.
Yeah.
I want to double check. I don't know who actually first colonized it, but it very well could be a human.
It's basically like
situation.
in Stellaris, if you play the humans,
Mm-hmm.
once you obviously learn to any other frickin' Civ game, space, whatever, you learn the tech to inhabit other worlds.
But you also have like a baseline habitability.
Yes.
And humans basically there's actually a trait called adaptable, which gives you 10% more habitability.
Yep.
And that's basically what the humans are.
We're just able to adapt to other climates really easily compared to others. But yeah, okay.
Well, also, if you think about it, like, even technologically speaking, we as people adapt our environment to us. We don't adapt to our environment.
That's true. Yeah.
And that's like, if you think about it, no other species, well, I won't say no, because some of them do, but most other species on our planet alone don't do that. They adapt to their environment. We
make stuff to adapt.
Right. Whereas, if you think about it, it's possible the alien species never really started doing that. Huh. So, minor terraforming might be a thing, or, minor adjustments, but, again, turning an arid world into an ocean world, not going to happen.
No.
For humans, we don't really need to make a massive adjustment like that. We can just take the minor adjustment and work with it.
Damn.
So this actually became a problem, though. Human expansion, how fast and how massive it got, became a problem when dealing with the Batarians. They are the only species to have developed with 4 eyes. I found that out.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
They have 2 sets of eyes.
The only 4-eyed
the only bipedal species they specify. So the Batarian hegemony entered the council probably about 100 years before humans were discovered.
Okay.
And they did their thing. They expanded a little bit. They colonized. The issue is Batarians are naturally aggressive. Yep.
Every goddamn species is aggressive.
Only the 3 very interesting ones.
The 3 you really contend with and interact with in the fucking games, too.
Well, I mean...
You have to,
They're the aggressive ones, yeah.
Where's my Volcar fucking Mass Effect game, dude?
But the Batarians in their case, they're not just naturally aggressive, they're also, naturally arrogant. They see themselves as superior and better than everyone else.
They got 4 eyes.
No, legitimately, that is a thing. That is part of their religion. I am not even joking.
Oh my god. What ego.
I'm not even exaggerating. Legitimately, having 4 eyes, making them better than everyone, is genuinely part of their religion. Yeah.
Okay.
So, they're a naturally aggressive species.
Yep.
They have a strict caste system, which kind of pisses off the rest of the council species. Not because they have a caste system, but because the bottom level of that caste are slaves that they take from other species. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So they're naturally aggressive. They actually provoked several incidences and caused crises. including bombarding a Solarian colony.
Ooh.
And annexing an Asari colony and taking them as slaves. Yeah, and they refused to stop when the council told them to. Basically, they faced the heavy sanctions and said, "Sure, we can fucking do it.
Is there a Batarian on the Galactic Council?
No.
Okay, I'm misremembering that.
Yeah. So actually, so here's what happened. The humans start colonizing the Skillian Verge, and this was a place that Batarians had already started colonizing.
Yep.
And the humans, again, being as like aggressively expansionist as we are, like we don't actually go out and pick fights with other people.
We're just able to expand.
If we get there first, we're going to defend our territory.
Yeah.
Batarians don't like this.
Shock.
So they actually start fighting the humans and try pushing them out, and that didn't exactly work.
That's not going to happen.
We defended our territory.
Yeah.
And Batarians got kicked back to their planet or home systems, whatever.
Yeah.
And the Batarians go to the council and say, "Hey, you need to declare the Skillian Verge as a place of Batarian interest. We were colonizing that area. We have plans to colonize that area, and humans came in there and took our place." And the council basically told them to fuck off.
Sucks to suck.
No, yes. So basically they were told, fair's fair, first come, first served, work it out with the humans on your own fucking time.
Yeah, work it out with them.
Yeah,
okay, bud.
Well, and that's the thing. They tried working it out, and it didn't exactly work. That's why they went crying to the council.
Oh my god.
So the Batarians got really insulted. They don't need to put up with this, so they left the council embassy and became isolationists. And they live within their own systems. They don't really expand much anymore because they can't.
No, they'll be put down.
Oh yeah. When they left, because remember they were a rowdy bunch even before they left.
Jesus.
They were no one's friend, and now they're no one's friend, and now everyone's enemies. They went from no one's friend to everyone's enemies, basically. So what they ended up doing though, to try and kind of win some of their power back and whatnot, is they started funneling money to pirates to raid human colonies, specifically in the Skillian Verge. This led to the Skillian Blitz, and the attack on Elysium, which is the largest colony in that cluster. I think that it might be the largest colony at the time.
Okay.
I'm not sure. But if you played a hero of Commander Shepard, you might know the attack on Elysium and the Skillian Blitz, because that's where Commander Shepard made their big appearance. They held the fucking line. They performed a holding action.
Mm-hmm.
Pirates would basically come down, land, try and take this key colony.
Yeah.
And Commander Shepard killed all of them that tried.
And that
basically single-handedly. Yes, they had their squad, but Commander's kill count, it was basically like you're playing a game of Call of Duty and you have one guy that goes 32-0.
Yeah.
In a 50-kill game.
Jesus.
That's what Commander Shepard was in the Skillian Blitz.
Christ.
Yeah. So the pirates could not make any progress and effectively couldn't take the colony until Alliance reinforcements came and absolutely destroyed them. Those pirates died.
Oh, okay. So the Batarians couldn't do anything.
The pirates couldn't take the colony because of Commander Shepard, basically.
Yes.
Commander Shepard basically just held the line. She couldn't, or he, she, whatever, whichever one you're playing, couldn't, counterattack.
Yes.
But they also didn't let the Batarians take the colony.
So the human Shepard waited until Alliance reinforcements came and then
just blew up the Batarian. Not Batarian. Remember, the Batarians were funding the pirates. They didn't necessarily participate. There were some Batarian pirates, but it wasn't just Batarians.
For the sake of generalization, Batarian pirates.
Yeah. They were Batarian funded pirates, but yeah.
Privateers.
Pretty much. Well, pretty much, yeah, actually. They were,
Yeah, quote unquote.
Batarian sanctioned. So as such, the pirates were forced back. The Batarians obviously withdrew all their money, and they've remained isolated ever since, slowly stagnating and rotting, and they blame the council, and particularly humans, for their downfall. Man, if the council had backed us when these humans tried stepping on our territory, then we wouldn't be here today.
Oh my god, what a bunch of losers!
They really are. They're basically the incels of the galaxy.
They're
sit in their attic typing on space Reddit.
They're so this. What was it? Sore losers of. They're.
Oh yeah. Well, again, the thing is, they actually they roughed up humans first,
Yeah.
and then humans fought back, and they're like, oh shit, we can't actually beat them. Let's go cry to mommy and daddy at the council, and mommy and daddy's like, no.
Fight your own fights.
Yeah.
Or, stop being, like,
well, it wasn't
idiots
even
about
that.
it.
It was literally like, play fair, you both can split it. Like, literally, the council was like, you can both colonize it, there's enough for everybody.
Yeah.
If you want more of the share, talk to the other guy.
Yeah.
We don't need to deal with this.
You have to make deals, not just, this is ours because we touched Earth first.
Yeah, and the Batarians, like, they took offense to that because they are literally the most egocentric species in the galaxy.
Jesus H. Christ. Damn, that's fucked, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and so that's basically where the humans are kind of now. From here, they work with the Turians. They integrate themselves more and more into galactic society. Like, basically, by the time Mass Effect 1 comes around,
yes,
we've been around for, I want to say, a little less than 100 years. Maybe 50 years or so. I can't remember. Okay. But, like, we haven't been around that long on the galactic stage.
Yeah.
But we've, like, taken over 50% of CSEC. We've taken over, massive trading lanes and, like, because again, we can fit ourselves into any part of society.
We can assimilate very fucking fast.
And the thing is like, because we're growing in power so fast, like, the humans at the beginning of Mass Effect 1, the whole reason why Shepard becomes a Spectre is because we're trying to go from Spectre to Council. That's kind of our in to become a council seat.
Yep.
And everyone else is kind of, like, a little bit miffed at that. The Volus in particular are, like, really butthurt because, like, we have literally been here longer than anyone else, and the Turians got a seat before us. We deserve so. Yeah, it's like.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, to the point of, God forbid, humans are able to do it.
Yeah, no. It's a weird situation, but basically the rest of the galaxy, like, don't get me wrong, on an individual level, people tend to like humans.
Yeah.
As long as they don't have, like, any, like, Turians tend not to like humans because they're very prejudiced.
They have a right to. They're xenophobic and they have a right to do so.
Yeah.
So.
Well, again, the way they see it is like we were doing our. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. It was a police brutality situation.
They thought, hey, we are doing what we were told, or not told, but like.
Well, it's a little more than that, but yeah.
What we were supposed to do, and they fought back.
Yeah, and so, like,
they were
the
more
Turians
advanced
and the
than we thought they were.
Kind of against each other, but again, on an individual level, most species kind of like humans.
Yes,
because again, we're very handy to have.
Yes.
There's actually a guy in the Citadel DLC.
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of overhear. You have to distract the guards or something, or like you have to pretend to be not suspicious.
Yeah.
And so you can have one of your companions go and talk to this person that's talking about his time. He actually worked on the Solarian homeworld of Surkesh as a researcher.
Okay.
Because, like, again, humans can kind of fit any role.
Oh,
so
that's right. That's right.
They go everywhere. The Solarians are like, yeah, no, we absolutely want you to come and research with us. You're pretty decent at what you do. Maybe not Solarian level, but, like, you definitely have your uses.
You know what? Yeah, you have your uses, and at least enough.
Well, humans are also really, because we're kind of adaptive and whatnot, or part of the reason why we're adaptive. We're also really creative. Like, humans are known, even in combat and stuff, to do things that other species wouldn't even think of doing.
Well, yeah, because, hey, it's a surprise.
Yeah. Humans in Mass Effect is like, so the Reddit, humans, fuck yeah?
Yes.
Humans in Mass Effect are very much that, but, like, on a little bit more of a low-key note.
Right.
Kind of thing. Like, we're not the ones that, like, will kick in the door, but we are the ones that are better than everyone else.
Yikes.
Or more specifically, it's not so much, we're not the best at any one thing, but we're the second best at literally everything.
At everything else, yeah. So, because you can never really expect what they're going to do next, technically.
And you can't expect any, again, like, personality traits. Like, humans are 100% the wild card in Mass Effect as a setting.
Good.
It's like, it's actually kind of a cool thing, because, again, we're not the best at anything. You can look at any one other species and be like, hey, that's a thing, that's better. And it actually comes up in Mass Effect Andromeda. Yeah, no. Okay, so, the Ket, their whole thing is, like, they kind of melt down other species and assimilate them into their species.
Okay.
But when they do that, they take beneficial traits. When the Ket saw that, like, oh wow, this is a species from another galaxy, that's really cool.
Yeah.
there's so many traits that like we never would have seen in our galaxy.
Right.
Basically, they saw the Solarians like mental prowess and their nervous systems and whatnot. It's like, ooh, we can take that. And we want that. And then they see the Asari, their ability to first off live
almost forever.
Long,
yeah.
And then also the ability to reproduce through, I can't remember what it's called. I'll do it because I'm doing the Asari episode next. But the way they reproduce, the thing is, the whole thing with the Ket, they're so genetically modified, they're actually sterile. They assimilate other species as a method of reproduction.
Damn.
And they see the Asari's method of reproduction as like a potential fix to that. The Krogans, there was so much in the Krogans that the Ket would want, just redundant nervous system, just being
all
beefy,
those
badass. Yep. But whenever he goes to the human, you as Ryder, it's like, all right, nothing's really standing out about you. I don't know what the hell's going on. I followed you. I watched you. Like, literally, he says this.
Yeah.
I've been observing you this entire time. I let you on this ship to destroy this ship so I can figure out what the hell makes you special. And the answer?
Nothing really.
You're not special. You're not fucking special.
I'm not really special,
you have a
dude.
fucking computer in your head that's making you special, and I can just build that myself.
Yeah. So it's like there's nothing genetically crazy about humans a lot of the time. Yep. But it's like,
they literally are, the Ket are completely unimpressed by humans.
Jesus.
And that's kind of what also gets them their ass kicked.
Oh yeah, no, I don't doubt that.
Because again, we're not special in any one way, but we're second best, and we have the silver medal.
A jack of all trades type thing.
Like if you let's go to the Olympics, right, as an example.
Sure.
This guy, you have a dude who has never won a single gold medal, but he has won the silver medal in literally every event. That is the pinnacle of what a human is.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, they're able to do a lot of things decently well, above average. But there's not like one singular thing where they're like, oh, we are the top tier.
That's what kind of makes us special. We use that to our advantage.
Yeah.
And also the fact that we're not like the one best in anything.
Yep.
Makes other species like, because they think, oh, I'm better than the human at the thing I'm really good at. But then the human will play you with something that you're not good at.
Yeah. Like, yeah, they
underestimate humans a lot.
They're like, oh yeah, we're better, we're smarter or whatever with this type of technology building or whatever, and humans are like, yeah, but you can't do this that well, can you?
Oh wow, you have really good science? Here's a big gun. Yeah. Oh, you have a big gun? Here's a big science.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I can do all these things, and it's like, well, that's stupid. It's like, well,
yeah,
sucks to be you guys, kind of, but
yeah, that is kind of where the humans are. In the Turians, we cover the Turians, we cover the Batarians, and I think that is where we're going to be done for today.
Did we cover the Turians?
Any last minute questions or anything?
Oh God, man, it's just, you know how painful it is to listen to this 3 fucking times. I have to listen.
Go back and edit it.
Listen, and then listen. Well, I have to listen on whatever I listen to it on
to make sure it uploaded properly.
I mean, to see that uploaded, but also be like, oh man, is this even worth listening to?
I thought we did pretty good.
Episode 1, I was quiet because I think I was like leaning back
like you
here,
are right now.
What I was right now,
yeah.
But yeah, 2 wasn't bad. I can easily tell when I did some of the edits, but that's just because I had to.
Yeah.
Some stuff. I mean, I try to make it.
If you're not listening through headphones and stuff, a lot of that stuff doesn't come through as well.
Yes.
So it's a little.
Yeah, because when I was listening on the headphones for episode 1,
you can hear a lot.
I was fine in my headphones.
Oh,
like I could hear myself and you perfectly fine. But when I was working, I listened to the 2 episodes, and I was listening, and I could barely hear. I could hear myself, but if you were talking, I was talking at like the same time, I could kind of hear myself. I would have to turn up the podcast volume, but I have to do that a lot in the trucks or any vehicles because it's open speakers.
It sounded fine whenever because I listened to it when Jerry mentioned it. I was like, oh, it went up, cool. And I went and I listened to it, and it sounded perfectly fine on my speakers. Like I said, first episode you were a little quiet because you were leaning back, but like after that, it was good. But,
which is fine.
Yeah, so I think that's where we'll end today.
We'll
be back.
Christ.
We're doing weekly releases, is what you decided, right?
I might just do that, just so we have episodes out for a while.
Yeah.
Just because I think, I don't know. I mean, 2 episodes. Whatever. Who cares? That's something.
We'll
I don't care.
But for now,
they'll release when they release.
Look forward to
That's
it.
what's gonna happen.
Keep an eye out weekly. How's that?
By the time this comes out, by the time this one comes out, the other 2 episodes should have been out already.
Yeah.
I still gotta edit episode 4. Alright, so that will be it for today.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh,
I've been Mike.
We'll be back. No. You already introduced yourself in the beginning.
And that's Matt.
People, God damn it. God damn you. If you do this, it's so fucking redundant, bro. It's so fucking redundant. I'm gonna keep it in. I'm keeping this in.
I can plug my Twitch.
Oh, fuck yourself. I'm gonna keep all this in. It don't matter. If you say your Twitch, I will cut it out.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, that's it. Alright, everybody. Alright, everybody, that's it for now. So we'll talk to you later.
Have a good one.